Easter Sunday is here and celebrations are happening all over southern Wisconsin. We'll take you to one downtown Madison church for their annual Easter egg hunt. Also, why a local business believes it's important to keep bringing families together for Easter brunch. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. I hope all of you at home who observe are having a wonderful Easter. Now, of course, this is Easter Sunday and families gathered with baskets in hand and their eyes on the prize. Colorful eggs are scattered across New Culture Church in downtown Madison. Our Merrill Hubbard shows us some spring scavengers who are stocking up on some sweets.
This is the fourth year New Culture Church is hosting an Easter egg hunt, which means kids are searching high and low to fill up their baskets.
Go get it! Go get it!
When the egg hunt begins, it's only natural to
run.
But some like to slow down and enjoy a good challenge.
I like that it's like the eggs are like free, but then some of them are in the tree and stuff where like some of them are hidden.
Lola has been to this candy quest all 4 years, and while the hunt is certainly a highlight, she says that this holiday is more than just bunny business.
Because Jesus died and he rose on this day for the people.
We're celebrating that he came back so that we can have eternal life with him. And part of that celebration is sharing the love that Jesus came to give.
Abby Sawchek is the head pastor of the church.
Such a gift to just be able to spread a little bit of joy, especially on a cold, windy day.
She says in previous years, 100 kids hopped in for the shell search, but
this year it's a little cold, so the kids that came and braved it are definitely getting to go home with a little bit more.
Every kid walked away with baskets flooded with their favorites.
Hershey. If I had to choose one, I would probably say either Twix or Snickers.
Something about the thrill of, even though you know it's going to be candy in the egg, to like open that up and to see that. And so watching the kids experience that of running around and finding the eggs and seeing the candy and the excitement is just so incredible.
For a day that starts off racing, New Culture Church takes time to be together this Easter.
It's just a great time. Every year we've seen different families from the community come out and to get to just celebrate together.
Reporting in Madison, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Merrill, thank you. New Culture Church has a service every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pastor Wycheck says everyone is welcome. Now let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, more rain is expected tonight, but what does the radar look like and when will the rain end?
We're getting a little bit of some dry period right now, but rain is starting to return back to especially southwestern Wisconsin. That's where we see more of that green and even some yellows indicating some of those heavier showers. We'll take it into closer, kind of stretching from Lone Rock south into Darlington, just to our east. That's where we're seeing most of that heavier rain activity, just between Lone Rock and Sauk City, really along 151 there. You're going to be dealing with those showers out in Dodgeville, Mineral Point, maybe not as heavy as previously, even south into northern Illinois. Now, even more rain is expected as we head overnight, and some of these storms initially could be severe. So we're going to be watching that because the center of this low pressure is moving through essentially western Wisconsin, and we've talked about it before during severe weather chances. That triple point will be overhead. There's not a great chance, and of course we'll keep you updated. Temperatures could stand to be a little bit warmer, and we need a little bit more energy, so it's not likely, but I just want to give you guys a heads up at home that there is a very slight chance, and of course if we see any severe weather, we'll keep you updated. In the meantime, 40s and 50s tonight. The rain and the windy conditions continue into your Monday. We'll time out when the rain finally ends and when those winds will die down too in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. We'll see you in just a bit. And you can track the forecast yourself on the First One weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and even the radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. And the Easter celebrations continue today. Lone Girl Brewery in Waunakee kept the Easter spirit rolling with an Easter brunch. And they were joined by everyone's favorite, the Easter Bunny.
Definitely getting together with family and having good food. It's always fun to look forward to and catch up with people I haven't seen in a little while.
I think community mostly, you know, with it being a holiday, you get people out and you have family in town, your family and friends want to get together, and it's like, getting together around a big table is like a really ancient thing, ancient pastime, right? So that's like what you do.
Lone Girl Brewery says around 300 people showed up for today's brunch. Now, if you had tuned into our show yesterday, you might have seen this story. On Thursday, 105-year-old Louise Shadauer threw out the first pitch at a high school boys baseball game in Richland Center. The moment was particularly special for her son, Mike, who grew up watching both his parents play softball.
And I played it until I was 55, and my knees didn't work anymore for that. But it's just a game that meant a lot to our family and brought us together to watch baseball games all across the country, too.
Mike says his parents' active lifestyle into the latter parts of their lives has served as a source of motivation for him. Janesville police arrest a man suspected of stealing from stores in Janesville and Beloit. Janesville police reported the man was found near the intersection of South Jackson Street and West Racine Street. The suspect allegedly ran from officers and was found hiding under a deck at a nearby residence. The man is also a suspect in a recent retail theft case for the Beloit Police Department. He was arrested for 2 counts of resisting or obstructing an officer, retail theft, and trespassing. Additionally, he has also had 2 warrants out for his arrest for retail theft, disorderly conduct, and misdemeanor for bail jumping. He was taken to the Rock County Jail. One of the victims at the center of an alleged sex slave operation in Wisconsin spoke out in a court hearing on Friday. She urged the judge to keep Austin Cronister's bond conditions in place. It includes a 24-hour curfew and a no contact with his longtime partner as he stands trial for human trafficking and sexual assault. Hannah Hilliard reports.
What was scheduled as an ordinary hearing Friday for Austin Cronister.
We're in court today for a bail bond hearing.
Turned into one with testimony from his girlfriend and one of his accusers.
I have known Mr. Cronister and Miss St. Pierre for some time.
We are not showing the woman identified by police as a sex assault victim, but she's one of 2 prosecutors say Cronister violently assaulted inside his historic Concordia neighborhood home on the west side. The women told police the Milwaukee real estate agent and private investigator made them sign contracts requiring obedience and sex upon demand. They say house members were also all assigned slave numbers and had to wear collars as part of an untraditional sex arrangement involving bondage and domination.
I think given the violence against women that are within the home already, it would be a concern to have any contact with any witness in this case.
Right now, Cronister must remain at home all the time and cannot contact his longtime girlfriend, Kristen St. Pierre, a Milwaukee criminal defense attorney who's previously declined comment.
I'm not interested in answering questions. Thank you, though.
But in Judge Jeffrey Wagner's courtroom Friday,
where's the evidence that he's intimidated her? It doesn't exist, and she's here today if the court needs to hear directly from her.
She testified.
Did you request a no contact order in this matter?
I did not.
Do you wish to have contact with Mr. Cronister?
I do.
Do you fear Mr. Cronister?
I do not.
Has he ever tried to intimidate you?
No.
The former housemate, however, urging the court.
I watched with my own 2 eyes that they created a story that was false.
To keep Cronister's curfew intact and keep the 2 apart.
I know that this is part of the judicial process, but it breaks my heart that there's a possibility that they could talk again. And additionally, the only reason that I'm really able to sleep at night is knowing that he has to stay in one place and he cannot leave.
The judge ruled that Cronister's bond restrictions will remain the same. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 5:30, the battle over the Trump administration's deportation measures continue to intensify. And the DHL is suspending certain shipments to the U.S. Why that is after the break.
Watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
DHL Shipping is temporarily suspending business-to-consumer shipments to the U.S. worth more than $800. DHS says the move was due to a significant increase in red tape at customs following the introduction of President Trump's tariffs. Previously, packages worth up to $2,500 could enter the U.S. with minimal paperwork. However, now the threshold has been lowered due to more stringent customs checks. DHS said the new policy would start on Monday. The battle over the Trump administration's deportation measures continues to intensify, with both the U.S. Senator and President Trump weighing in on the debate this Easter Sunday. CBS's Christian Benavides has more.
Lawyers for the Trump administration are urging the Supreme Court to allow the deportations of Venezuelan men they claim are criminal gang members to continue. The deportations remain paused while justices consider the matter. The administration's filing came hours after a rare weekend ruling by the justices, which halted deportation flights. The migrants are currently being held in a central Texas detention center. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen recently returned from El Salvador, where he met with Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Justice Department officials have said Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to a prison in El Salvador last month in what they call a clerical error. Van Hollen appeared on Face the Nation on Sunday.
Because when you trample on the constitutional rights of one man, as the courts have all said is happening in this case, you threaten the constitutional rights of every American.
Van Hollen said it's time for the Trump administration to adhere to the Supreme Court ruling and facilitate Abrego Garcia's return.
Go to court, stop tweeting, and put up or shut up in front of the judges.
President Trump used Easter Sunday as an opportunity to attack those questioning his deportation measures. In a post to Truth Social, the president wrote, "Happy Easter to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring murderers and well-known MS-13 gang members back into our country." The president will take part in Easter celebrations Monday in Washington. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Among those Easter activities, the President and the First Lady are expected to oversee on Monday the annual White House Easter Roll, the beloved yearly tradition in which children ages 13 and under gather at the White House for some holiday fun. Coming up after the break, Blaze Keller returns with a complete look of your First One forecast. Breaking news now just into the newsroom. We now know the 4 people killed in a plane crash in central Illinois Saturday morning were all from Wisconsin. A little after 10 yesterday morning, a small plane hit a set of power lines and crashed into a field in Trilla, Illinois. The 4 victims are all from Menominee, Wisconsin. Our thoughts are certainly with those impacted. Now we're going to get a look at our First One forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, what can folks across Wisconsin expect for Monday?
We're going to be dealing with rain, some thunderstorms, as well as windy conditions, and maybe squeezing out 1 or 2 severe thunderstorms. I'll talk about the reason why here in just a moment. But as we go into your Monday, we'll be slowly drying out. We're going to remain windy. We'll take a look at some of those wind gusts as well. And we're also going to be saying goodbye to the cloud cover. But rain does move in as we go into your Tuesday and sticks around through at least Thursday of next week. Heavier shower beginning to move into the Madison area. More shower activity across parts of Sauk County into eastern parts of Iowa County and western Dane County. We find some of that shower activity extending back into Camp Douglas, Viroqua, Prairie du Chien. But the bulk of the severe weather continues to remain off to our south. We got severe thunderstorm warnings as well as a few tornado warnings stretching from essentially southern Iowa all the way through to near northeastern parts of Texas, all the way through Missouri as well as Arkansas. This system is moving north and eastward, and I mentioned this at the top of the show today. The triple point, as me and Alex have talked about a couple of times when we've been anticipating some severe weather, is going to be moving through western parts of Wisconsin. Even though we haven't really seen a lot of sunshine today and our temperatures are rather cool, that triple point is just that extra bit of energy. It's almost adding a little bit of some spice to the food to give it that extra little kick in the atmosphere that could get us a severe thunderstorm. It's probably not going to be likely, but there is that chance, I would say, through at least 10 o'clock tonight. So we'll, of course, keep you updated. But once this system continues to push off towards the northeast, we'll say goodbye to the severe weather threat. And as we go into about the 6, 7, as late as 8 o'clock time frame on Monday, we're starting to dry out, and then we'll chip away at that cloud cover as we go throughout the rest of your Monday. This has kind of moved its way a little bit westward, so it's taking a lot more of that rain with it as well. Still eyeing about a ½ inch to an inch of rain for most of western Wisconsin. Further to the south and east, not as promising, maybe up to a ½ inch of rain. It's going to be windy tonight with those gusts upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour as that low pressure system moves through western Wisconsin. And then as we go into your Monday, as the system begins to exit the Midwest and Wisconsin, those winds will turn out of the northwest and once again be gusting, particularly the farther east you live, upwards of about 35 to 40 miles per hour. And then again, after we get that break from the rain later Monday, we see some showers returning for your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. That's continuing to look pretty promising. So if you're heading up to Lambeau, it doesn't look like the showers may be there Wednesday, but definitely Thursday and Friday, temperatures slightly cooler, still in the 60s through at least Friday of next week, and then we cool off as we go into Saturday. So if you're going to be heading up to Lambeau, you can of course take us with you on our First Warn weather app, and we've talked about it, but we'll talk about it again. Zach, Andrew, Frankie, they're going to be up there as well. So we've got a lot of coverage going on. Hopefully you guys are able to go up there and enjoy it despite that rain and thunderstorm threat, but we do look to dry out as we head into the upcoming weekend.
So what you're telling Zach, Andrew, Jason Wilde, Eric Franke's that they may have to bring their News 3 raincoats with them.
And an umbrella.
And an umbrella.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm not going. I'm going to stay inside and watch the draft. No. It's fine. Okay. I don't want to get caught out in the rain.
Yeah.
So
that would be
I'm all
tough.
good. All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze. And still to come in sports, a record-breaking day for the Brewers. Andrew tells you how next in sports.
After collecting just 3 hits in Saturday's loss to the Athletics, the Brewers offense came back in a big way today, and it started on the base paths. As you know, when you steal bases, havoc ensues. Leading 3-0 in the first, runners on the corners, and Sal Frelick swipes second. An errant throw allows Rhys Hoskins to score from third. It took the crew just 3 innings to set a new franchise record for stolen bases in a game, with 9 of them. Skipping to the 7th, where the Brewers led 12-1 and wanted more. This time it's Hoskins at the dish, bringing in 2 more runs, and the crew get the series win and leave no doubt about it. 14-1, the final. And sticking with the Brewers, it has been a long time coming for Brandon Woodruff. The team's longtime starting pitcher is almost all the way back. The franchise staple got 4 innings of action in with the Timber Rattlers on Friday and says it is just about that time.
Body feels good, shoulder felt good, everything felt good today, so check that box, move on to the next one. Been doing this my whole life, but when you don't do it for 19 months essentially and try to get back out here, it may take a little time, but I'm on the right track.
And Wisconsin softball looking for a Border Battle Series win. Bottom of the first, Emily Bojan got them halfway there. A 2-run homer that gets out of Goodman in an absolute hurry as the Badgers beat the Gophers 6-4 with a big boom and get their 30th win of the season. And Wisconsin women's golf's Kate Brody capped off a terrific Big Ten championship performance, shooting 3 under in the final round and finishing in second place in the entire conference's tournament. To the ice, where Team USA, led by a litter of Badgers, took down Canada to win the gold medal in the Women's World Championships. Caroline Harvey got the scoring started before the Stars and Stripes won it in overtime, 4-3 the final score. And last night we showed you forward Madison coming back to get a draw in their home opener. And this season you can catch even more of their action on our sister station, Television Wisconsin, or Channel 3.2. The next game that will air is on Saturday, May 27th on TVW when the Mingos play Union Omaha. Losing Game 1 of their playoff series put the Bucs on a ticking time clock, but there is good news, and that good news is that it's almost Dame time. They expect Damian Lillard back for either Game 2 or Game 3, hopefully, which Giannis says is music to his ears.
He elevates our team. He's one of the best players still in the league. Hopefully whenever he's ready, I don't know when that's going to be, Game 5, Game 6, Game 4, I don't know what that's going to be. Hopefully he can come back and elevate our team and help us win games.
Spirit of Easter, what's you guys' favorite Easter candy?
That's a great question. I love Starburst jelly beans. It's kind of obscure, but if you've had them, you know.
That's a you win your duffel for that one, real quick. You?
No, you first. We'll go in order.
I'm Easter, the Reese's eggs.
Okay.
That's my go-to.
I think we figured out that they're called Cadbury mini eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are yours?
I need to get some, yeah.
Fair enough. Get them tomorrow when they're on sale.
Smart.
All right, real quick before we head on out, boys.
Some rain out there on the radar right now. You can track it on our First Warn weather app. Nothing severe, but we will be dealing with showers and thunderstorms through the rest of the evening.